Another question here from, I may mess this up, my Lihe? May have messed up your name. Sorry about that. So, YPOW needs to be able to adjust the level of your subwoofer like Odyssey. Does it adjust the level of the subwoofer independently?
Yes, the subwoofer level is adjusted on all levels. Now, we have YPOW, we have several different levels. As you go up the line, you start getting more features, and we get up, to the upper level in the top couple models of AV receivers. Then we have we can set them up front and back subwoofers, right and left subwoofers, mono subwoofers. We can EQ them individually, or we can EQ them separately for that. So as you go up the line, in the RXV6, at $599, it just does a subwoofer EQ. And so it just says, okay, let's EQ this the best we can, and there you go.
Now on your website, I'm just kind of looking here. Do they say like what level? Like I know, again, we keep going back to Odyssey because a lot of people are familiar with that.
Yeah.
You've got XT, XT32. Do you kind of have that kind of tier system? Does the user know which version they're getting, or is it just they just says?
Yeah, if you look at the comparison chart, it's not really clear. It is. It'll say YPOW with RSC. That's reflected sound control.
Okay, I see that. And multi-points, another
multi-point is the next step up.
Okay.
And then we have the YPOW angle adjustment. And that is super important. I was hoping I had one here. I don't have one out right now. It's a little triangular boomerang. Think of a boomerang with three deals on it. It goes on your tripod stand. And then the microphone, when you do the angle adjustment, you put it in position 1, through the on-screen, hit go, and it says put it in position 2 and position 3. And so by doing a triangulated measurement of all 5 or 7 speakers in your room, it knows what angle they are from the listening position. So now, where that becomes important is when you're doing multi-channel playback, or when you're doing Dolby Atmos or something like that. Because just because it's left channel, that doesn't mean the speaker is in the proper position. It's supposed to be, it might be off at 45 degrees because of a couch or something there. I can't treat it the same way. I have to know where that speaker is at before I can put sound in. And then when you go to our top 2 models of AV receivers, and then our separates too, they have what we call 3D. So it's YPOW 3D. So it does the angle. So it measures everything horizontally. So what angle everything is from the listening position. But then it's got a 4th position on top. So now we're measuring height. So we can tell where your Atmos speakers are, what angle they are from the listening position. That is super important, because when you decode an Atmos bit stream, and you get that helicopter sound that's got the little metadata with it that says, okay, this time code is supposed to be right here, and this time code is supposed to be right here, and right there as it moves across the room. That's just assuming that your speakers are where Dolby
it's supposed to be. Right.
Right. So if we don't know exactly where the speakers are, we're just taking an assumption that they're in the right spot, and they're not. Not very often do they go where they're supposed to go. They go where they can go in a lot of home environments. So by knowing what angle, are they too far apart, too close together, are they straight above or out forward, that allows our processor to map that little piece of metadata, that helicopter flying across the room, more accurately, because we know where the sound playback is in the room, and we can just map that sound by knowing the angles and the height of everything that's in the room. So that's all part of YPOW as you progress up the line.
Wow, you're making YPOW actually sound awesome.
Yeah.
I was trying to share. I didn't even know about that. I swear to you, I had no idea about the different mics. I didn't know about. Did you guys know about this? Chana, did you know about that? Michael, did you know about all the stuff that he's talking about or not?
Yeah, that's it.
That's the thing right there.
You knew about this?
No,
I did not. So you would actually place it on the top and measure, and then on each one of these boomerangs?
Yeah, so the horizontal ones, that's your angle adjustment.
Okay.
And then that 4th one, that gives you your height adjustment, because we reference them all together. So we know where position 1 is, and then position 2, we know that the time difference between it when we do a test tone. how long does it take the wave to travel across the room to hit this mic and then this mic, and then that's actually if I talked about jazz clubs and DSP earlier on with 2-channel stuff, where Yamaha actually has gone around the world and measured world famous performance venues, concert halls and clubs and any type of performance venue. And this was the breakthrough back in the 80s. There was actually several manufacturers trying to do this, but Yamaha was actually able to punch through with this.
Cool.
We had something very similar to that microphone system. It's called a single point quad microphone. So it was 4 microphones in a triangle. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And so they'd set off an impulse in a concert hall. They could measure the reflections and reverberations from every single angle of the room. So today, here we are 30 some years later, and we're putting this super high tech thing that changed the whole industry, and we're putting that into an AV receiver now. So it's just, things evolve.
Now Derek's got to go back and redo his whole calibration because he didn't do it.
Look at that. Look at that.